In this video, we want to look at taking our own photos and then cropping them and preparing them for use in our paintings or to develop our paintings. So the first step is to take a number of photos of the subject matter you want to use in your painting, and then we're going to crop them down. Here's an example of different crops that I've made from the raw photos. And you can see here I've cropped it down, and I'm going to analyze it to see if it's something I want to use for a painting. So we're going to do that in Photoshop to start with, or we'll show how to do that in Photoshop. So we upload the original raw photo, and then we'll analyze the photo and crop, and that will solve some of the design problems to begin with. So here we have the photo from the cell phone. It's got a very vertical format. Obviously the flowers are the focal point, so that's the first thing to think about. What do you want to focus on? So they're pretty small within this whole large area. So the first step is to start to crop down to focus in on the flowers, but at the same time try to create some interest in more of a crop. Because the flowers still seem kind of small to me, so I would continue to work with that. To help me see the relationship of the shapes, I want to blur the image, and that will just increase the sense of shape. So I go to Filter, Noise, and Median, and I can adjust the slider as to how much I want to blur. So I blurred it a little bit. That helps me see the shapes a little bit more. And so I need to decide what I want to do at this point. Do I need to crop it more? Once I decide on this final crop, I made a secondary crop here. I'll go ahead and save it and then bring it up later for printing or to reanalyze it. So I'll go through a number of the cropped images that I've done and pick out of it probably like 4 images that I think are worthy of working with for creating a painting. So here I'm reviewing the different images that I've cropped, and I'm going to choose out of that 4 images to work from. Now these 4 images, I'll go ahead and place in a different file. I might come back later and decide there's some other ones I want to work with, but I need to eventually move along and make a decision so I can carry on with the painting. So here I'm selecting the 4 images and we'll place them in a different file, so I'll have them ready to paint. So here they are placed in a separate file, ready for printing. So now I'll bring them up to my Photoshop to print. And even at this stage, I will re-look at them and make any final adjustments. I may lighten it, or I can even increase the saturation a little bit. I can do a few things to maybe enhance the image before I print it out. Now, in many cases, you don't have to print. You could use a computer screen. However, it is important that you have an image large enough that you can work from. If you're working from a very small little image, it makes it very difficult to sense the transition from that small image to a larger canvas when you're painting. Now, if you don't have Photoshop, you can also do this editing in PowerPoint or a Word doc. Here I'm editing in PowerPoint, so you would just create a slide that is 8.5 by 11 and then upload your image to the slide and then do some adjustment to the image while it's in the slide. So here I'm going to upload a raw photo that I have in my file. Then you would click on the photo, choose the picture format, and then you can use the cropping tool that is up to the upper right in the menu bar, and there's little black handles that appear, and you can move those into the photo and crop the photo to the size you want. Also, you can edit creating it lighter and darker. You can also add more saturation as well. So there's some really great tools in the PowerPoint to be able to edit your photos. Once they're edited, then once again you can either save in a file and use on a computer screen, or you can print them out. After we edit our photos, then our next step will be to use those photos and create sketches and further develop the design.